should rise and you I'll gently and softly call. Good night and joy be with you all. Good night and joy be with you all.
I'm gonna cry.
Father, did you always know how to sail a boat?
The Jackdaw is a ship, Jenny, not a boat.
But did you always know?
No. No, I learned after leaving Bristol.
After you left Mother?
Well, I didn't leave without saying goodbye, that is. It was an arrangement, you see, between your mother and me.
She said you left her. She said you always talked about sailing a boat and making money in the New World.
I did always want to sail a ship. It's true. But not for a lark. To support us. To take care of her. And you.
Not me. Mother said you didn't know about me. She said you wrote only once a year and that she never knew where to find you.
That's all true, and I'm sorry for that. If I'd known earlier, I might have come home. I hope that I would have.
Well, you were busy. That's what I think.
I was, but that wouldn't have mattered.
Can I steal your boat?
Boat! I see the boat here. Do you?
I mean ship, obviously. I don't see the difference anyway.
Ah, it's a very simple one, Jenny. A ship can carry a boat, and a boat cannot carry a ship.
Why then, everything's a ship. Large and small. But for my toy boat, the one I take into the bath with me.
That's a clever way of seeing it.
This is adorable.
Is it hard to talk about Caroline, Jenny? About your mother?
No. She passed some years ago. I miss her, but it's all right.
Is she in pain?
I don't know. I don't think so. She was very happy for quite some time. Then, not so happy. I didn't see her much after that. Then, she was gone.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry I wasn't there.
It's all right. You're here now. And we're on an adventure.
Only a little one, I hope. We can't handle too many more surprises.
You think we'll see a whale?
Yes, there's a very good chance.
And what about pirates? Will I see pirates?
No. Not much chance of that, I think.
Oh, that's rather sad. I should have liked to have seen one.
Tell you what, Jenny. As soon as these winds die a little, I'll let you steer the Jackdaw. One little trick of the helm before sundown.
Yay!
Oh.
Miss Jennifer Kenway, may I introduce myself?
Jennifer Scott, if you please.
I'm sorry,
My daughter was raised by her mother, Caroline, until she passed away some years ago. Jenny prefers to use her surname to mine.
Please forgive my ignorance.
I will. She may not.
Father, help me.
This little rascal, however, is a Kenway. What's wrong, Haven?
I can't see the stage.
Up we go. How's that?
Fine. But won't your arms tire?
Hey, I'm not so old as that. But if they do, then we shall quit this posh gig and go and meet your mother for some chocolate at White's. How's that sound?
Yes, please.
Okay, hush now.
Cry. Big, fat, gross, sobbing cry. Okay, well, now that the cutscenes seem to be over, I can talk about the game. Okay, so the game. I kind of loved it, and I loved it to a point where I kind of almost loved it more than Assassin's Creed 2. You know what? I think I did love it more than Assassin's Creed 2, which is saying a lot because Assassin's Creed 2 has definitely been my favorite of all the Assassin's Creeds. Wow. I guess it was just the it's like they took Assassin's Creed 2 and mashed it into like the mechanics and the better feel of everything in Assassin's Creed 3, but took out like they took out the poor storytelling and the poor characters of Assassin's Creed 3 and threw in Assassin's Creed 2. That's kind of what ended up happening there, I think. And then they added in their own awesome little mechanic of the ship battling and the ships in general, and like all of the exploration and all like the dive spots, like everything just came together. It made this epic game that is just like, I can actually go back and play this. Like, honestly, I have tried to go back and play Assassin's Creed 2 before, and it didn't hold on to me. Like, I couldn't really keep going because it's like, oh, I know what's gonna happen, and I don't know. I mean, I like it, but it's just not as interesting the second time around because it's like, oh, well, you know, this and that's gonna happen. And with this game, I think I could go back and play it and still have tons of fun. Like, oh. The only thing that really got on my nerves was the swordplay combat, like the not hand-to-hand combat, but like the melee combat when you're not on a ship. That really bugged me, and I'm sure you guys knew that because of my cursing and screaming throughout all of it. Oh my god. I wasn't really sure that in the first half of the game I was like, I really like Edward, but I'm not really getting the feels for him, you know? And then like the latter half/quarter or third of the game, it wasn't quite last half of the game, it was more like the last third. I would say the last third of the game. It was just feels from all on out, and I was like, oh my god! In my head, of course, I tried not to, like, actually cry in front of you guys. As soon as Edward finally started growing up a little, it just pretty much just went to feels, and I was like, okay, this is officially surpassed Assassin's Creed 2 in terms of feels. I really think that it did. Like, I don't know, Assassin's Creed 2, there were a lot of feels but like in the whole Assassin's Creed everything. But I think what drove it home in this game was that you see Edward as this kind of brash youth maybe not youth. I don't know if he was ever necessarily like a youth in this game, but a young man. And you see him go and do all these things that are just horrible for everyone except him. And maybe his crew. His crew didn't really suffer too much throughout all of this. And you see him slowly come to realize things and become a man. Like a man. Not a young man or a boy, but a man. And then you see it's just too late for him to appreciate all these things, like his friends. And anything about this thing that Mary never really lived to see Edward become a man. And I mean, she always knew it was possible. She always saw it in him, but this game, A++. A++. Plus some more. Oh god. I'm trying to think of anything else that... I hope there's more closure with the person that you play as outside the Animus, because I think I was trying to say this before. No, I did finish my thought. I was like, I know I got interrupted at one point, but what are they gonna do with all these people that are seeing these mind-shattering things and these memories of people that aren't necessarily their ancestor, but are, you know, like, people from way back, but like, Abstergo can't just let these people live, you know? They've seen all these things that would just shatter the minds of normal people, like, seeing this as reality, like, this actually happened, guys, look at this, and you can't just let someone like that go back into society. So I'm hoping at the end of the credits there may be even more, and that they'll give a little closure with the person. I'm just hoping that I don't run out of disk space, like, right at a time where I'm just waiting for it to happen. Suddenly the frame rates die, and then there's like a cutscene, and I'm like, ah, crap! Sorry, this game! Yeah, I'm gonna see what time it is, because depending on what time it was when I started and what time... Okay, it's 4:30. I think I started like 3 hours ago. So, actually, I should have time. I should have like another half hour at least of recording time. So, assuming this doesn't take too much longer. Alright, what other comments can I make about this to give my review of the game? I don't know, I think I've said everything. I really enjoyed it. It has a lot of replayability, which is something that I think has been something in the past few every Assassin's Creed game they've made so far has had replayability issues, in my opinion. But this one, I can easily go back and just replay it. If only to just go sailing and hear all the shanties. I really hope they let us go back and just go sailing. I obviously have exploration and stuff to finish up, but just to go back and just go sailing, like I said. This game. By the way, I wanted to make a comment about this before, but I was too heavy in my feels at the time to really point this out. I noticed they actually had, I think it was a producer actually named Olivier, and I'm like, wait, did they actually put people who work there in the game? Like literally their names, like just... And then they like basically killed Olivier off. I mean, we don't know that Olivier is actually dead, but they said he disappeared. So now I'm just curious as to how the next game's gonna carry over. Unlike most Assassin's Creed games, we played as a character who was in the know with this sort of stuff, and there's gotta be more after the credits. There's gotta be like a cutscene or something of the outside of the Animus. It's very weird that they cut it off the way they did, because while you have this expectation that there's gotta be more coming with Juno, how they left things off with Juno and the assassins, usually they give you a little more to... In a way, this game felt more conclusive than most, I think. I didn't finish Assassin's Creed 3, so I'm not sure how conclusive that game felt, but it's because of the character you play outside the Animus, felt like you weren't so much in the know as you normally were as you played as Desmond. And it's... Where am I going with this? Like, I don't know, it just... I'm used to having something more to expect for the next game. I don't even know who we're gonna play in the next game, who we're gonna play as. And by that I mean the, like, your outside the Animus character. Are they just gonna move on to a different assassin? They've got what they needed from Edward Kenway, so we're gonna still be in Abstergo Entertainment researching another assassin? Is that what it's gonna be? Or are we gonna be like researching a Templar? I mean, that's a possibility, I guess, is that since we're working for Abstergo now, basically, we could also be researching Templars for all we know. Maybe we'll actually be like playing a good Templar if there's such a thing. Or like, they could even play with, you know, a Templar that ends up turning into an assassin, although they kinda played on that already in this game. With how Edward kinda... He started out as an assassin who is really a Templar now, who became an assassin, but what was a Templar, and then like yeah, so I don't know. I mean, in more of a way of someone who's actually involved in the whole conflict of assassins and Templars, it could be interesting if they showed during some period in time, maybe the Templars were the better order. Like, kind of like how in Assassin's Creed 1 where there was like Al-Mualim, who was not a very good leader for the assassins. In that case, you could almost say the Templars were a better order had they been more like the order in this game. The Templar, if the Templars are more like the Templars in this game in Assassin's Creed 1, you could say that the Templars were a better order than the Assassins in Assassin's Creed 1. But the Templars in Assassin's Creed 1 were not really any better. They were pretty much power hungry, causing all sorts of war and conflict, and so are these credits ever gonna end? I mean, I'm filling up the credits pretty well with review and theory crafting and stuff, but still, holy crap, credits. I think we're getting toward the end. They're talking about like voice actors and the voicing in general and translation, and I think once we hit the music, or well no, we're getting close to the end. But no, basically I just wonder where exactly they're gonna go from here. Like, who are we gonna play as? And we do know there's the conflict of Juno and the return of Juno and what that'll mean for our world when that happens. That we know when to expect. It's everything else that I'm like, How many versions of this game are there in terms of language? Because I'm like, how many more languages do we have to go through here? I think we're getting there. Okay, here's something to talk about. What time period should the next assassin be? If they go for another assassin. I assume that's what they're probably going to end up doing for at least a while yet. I would love Japan! Oh, give me Japan! Oh, sorry. But I really... like a ninja or a samurai assassin. Oh my god! I'm throwing my money! Throwing my money at you, Ubisoft! Give me Japan! Asia in general would be awesome, but I know the most about Japan, so that's basically why I'm going, oh my god, Japan! That would just be spectacular. Actually, I was thinking about, you know, World Wars going to, like, World War I or World War II. My thing about it is it just doesn't feel the same. Going from the Assassin's Creed 2 game and the spin-offs of Assassin's Creed 2 to Assassin's Creed 3 was just weird. Like, actually having things like artillery... Well, I guess artillery isn't really the word for it. Having cannons and things like that, having those things shooting at you versus... It was just a really weird transition, and so going from this into the World Wars where you do have artillery and things like that, and how would you do the battlefields? I think maybe if they had less battlefield assassin things going on, like how Connor had to go through battlefields, that was just weird, and I would not personally do that ever again. If I were Ubisoft, if they plan to continue forward with that, I would not. I would have it be more espionage, and some conflict would be good. I just don't think they should do it in war zones, because that was really difficult, honestly. Was this is something I ended up doing off camera, was when they went to the battle at Bunker Hill, and Connor had to like dodge all of these like musketmen and stuff like that, just to try to get to assassinate the Templar that he needed to assassinate. They're the leader of the forces, the British forces there. It just was kind of awful. And so honestly, I kind of hope they go back in time rather than continue forward in time. You know what they could do is kind of, and I'm going back to Japan here, it could be interesting to go to be an assassin of the Japanese people who well, then they have to be samurai, but I was saying when the samurai were fighting off the westernization of Japan, basically think Last Samurai, doing something like that as an assassin would just be really cool, I think. It is kind of going into this thing of artillery, but that's like when they were first introducing like Gatling guns and, you know, all this stuff. And seriously, are we almost done with these stupid credits? I'm worried that there's going to be a cutscene at the end. I mean, they can't just leave off the outside of the Animus thing off there. They just can't. Anyway, I think that would just be very interesting. I'm trying to think of other time periods that would be interesting. The French Revolution would be probably another good one. The 100 Years' War, based in that kind of time between the British and the French. I know there's something glaring at me, something that I could say in history that would be interesting, but I'm like sitting here going, You know, it'd be cool. In a World War II setting, doing like the Battle of Stalingrad. Didn't that last for like? Oh, I'd have to Google it. I'm pretty sure it lasted years, didn't it? Or what am I thinking of? There's like something in World War II in Russia that lasted years between the Russians and the Germans, and it was a lot of at least eventually it became a lot of like snipers and basically being a lot more inconspicuous about the battling. I could be entirely wrong about this because honestly my World War II history class did not do a whole lot of focus on what went on in Russia, but from what I remember, there is a pretty good possible assassin setup there, except it wouldn't... They would have to set up that there would maybe be like a piece of Eden there or something, and having the whole thing set up in Stalingrad. No, never mind. You know, it really would not be interesting now that I'm thinking about it. It wouldn't feel like a typical Assassin's Creed game if all you were doing was like just sort of killing German soldiers. Seriously, how much longer can this go? What time is it now? It's been almost 20 minutes. And that's just from when I last checked the... I think it's been probably a good half hour of credits. I am so sorry you guys have... If you are still actually watching this and listening to me rant, kudos to you and thank you. It's just, this has been so long. Holy crap. I was gonna say, wait, the music is sort of tapering off. Maybe you're over. Alright, here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna stop recording. And if there's anything at the end of the credits, I'll make sure to start recording again. I'll end up recording anyway because basically this words fly out of my head. I'm gonna have to say, you know, bye and all that stuff. So then I hit the microphone. So I will re-record at the end of the credits, and yeah, we'll see if there's a cutscene. Okay guys, we're almost there. I swear, we're almost there. So I started recording again because if there's a cutscene after this, it'll be very soon! No real parts were harmed in the making of this game. Awesome. It seems like it's just gonna return us back into the Animus. Well then. I just want to see and make sure there isn't nothing, in fact. Ah, they're telling me everything that I have left to do, is that it? Oh, they're giving me, maybe what they're trying to do is say, hey, if you want to set your next location, here you go. So. Wait, really? Because I'm pretty sure that I got all the Mayan things from these areas. Not all of these areas, but like, some of these I'm like, but I grabbed these. Okay, let's see. Is it just... It's just putting me right back where I was. Well then, I guess that's all! Alright, so next thing that I'll be doing at this point then is, I'll be continuing Dragon Age Origins. Something new to expect is, I talked about this the last time that I Let's Played, but in case maybe that you didn't catch that or whatever, you didn't watch that part, I'm gonna be starting a Let's Play of The Walking Dead as well, because I have so many games on my to-playlist for YouTube that I'm just like, okay, and I'm really am anticipating The Walking Dead game, because everyone's raving about it. I love the show. I started reading the comics. I'm like, okay, I've got to play the game now. So, and I wanted it to be blind for you guys so you could hear me sob. Gross sobbing all over that game, okay? That you're gonna get to hear it, okay? So, yeah. So, see you guys. I think my next chance to Let's Play is gonna be Wednesday. So, I'll see you. Oh, wait, now that I think about it, I'm gonna have to watch Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. on Wednesday. I'll find time for it, okay? See you guys then.